The chronological Bible reading for January 19th is Genesis chapters 22 through 24. What is the most valuable thing in your life? What do you cherish more than anything else? Many of us would say it's a loved one, it's a child. But why is that? Why do we love our kids so much? Could it be that our identity is fulfilled in our children, and there's this subconscious drive within us to see our own destinies, our own heavenly scrolls fulfilled through the lives and lineage of our kids? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Abram, exalted father, whose name was changed by God to Abraham, father of many nations, receives this promise of his identity being fulfilled through his son Isaac, who was given to him at such a late stage of life. He must have been so mature that his dreams for himself had come into alignment with God's dream for him. And I wonder if he didn't pour every ounce of energy and all of his spare time into mentoring his son Isaac, so that Isaac would learn the lessons of the faith and be a man of great stature as Abraham himself had become. And then our sovereign God, who knows all, who sees all, comes to Abraham and says, Abraham, I want you to take your son, your only true son, the son of the promise, the one who will make you the man I promised you that you would become. And I want you to give him back to me. I want you to take him and sacrifice him. Give over to me, Abraham, the promise that I gave to you. Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Whether he believed that God would rescue him somehow, as he did by providing a ram or a lamb, or whether he believed that God would have him go all of the way through with the instructions to slaughter his own son, only to have God resurrect him, Abraham believed that God was going to work it out. Abraham believed that he had received a promise from God and God was going to work it out. But God needed to see, and Abraham needed to see as well, what was most important to him. And if Abraham had not been willing, then we today, 4,000 years later, would not be considered children of Abraham by faith through Yeshua, because God would have had to start over. What's so interesting about this test is that it was for Abraham's benefit as well as it was for Isaac's benefit, as well as it was for God. Just like when we take an exam in school, it's to test our knowledge or to test our will. But while the test is administered by whatever school faculty we're a part of, and ultimately they are the ones who want to see the results to know if they can release us to the next level or not, we are just as interested in the results as they are. God needed to see what Abraham would do, but it was equally as important for Abraham and for Isaac to see. And when Abraham passes the test and God intervenes and says, that's enough, don't follow through with it, I needed to see your heart, Abraham went and named that place Yahweh will see. Some of our Bibles say Yahweh will, or the Lord will provide. Maybe that's a play on words to say the Lord will see to it, but really it means the Lord will see. God will see. God needs to see what's in our hearts. God has given us lots of blessings, and sometimes He takes them back. And He wants to see how we're going to respond. He's given us a lot of trials and tribulations and afflictions and struggles in this life, and He's waiting to see how we're going to suffer through them, if we'll suffer well or not. The humanistic point of view wants to cry out, this is not fair, it shouldn't be this way. And our only response as believers in Yahweh is to say, He's God, we're not. He makes the rules, we don't. He ordains what's going to happen, and we go with the flow because we either trust Him or we don't. And we remember Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him by God, from God as righteousness. The call on our lives is to believe God, and we either will or we won't. We see that played out again in the search for Isaac's wife. Abraham sends his servant many days' journey away. God provides the wife exactly as the servant prays. And this Rebekah, this righteous woman, agrees to travel back with a man she only met the day before to marry someone she's never even seen a photo of, all by faith. Some way, somehow, she believed God, and it was certainly credited to her as righteousness. May we have that kind of radical faith that we believe God no matter what He's calling us to do, that it would be credited to us as righteousness. It's not normal. The world would think it's strange, but if it made sense, it wouldn't require faith. And without faith, friends, it is impossible to please God, because it takes faith to believe that God exists, and it takes faith to believe that He rewards those who diligently seek Him. May we as a people diligently seek Him. May we be found worthy because of our faith, our willingness to believe Him, even when it doesn't make sense. May God speak to us. May He reaffirm what He's calling us to do. And may we respond with great faith like Abraham, like Abraham's servant, like Rebekah. And may God bless you as you continue to seek Him. May He fill you with His Spirit, give you all the fruits of His Spirit, which are His character attributes. Thank you for being with me on this journey through the Word of God in 2025. We'll see you tomorrow.